All right, welcome to another episode of the Underground Podcast. I think we delay quite long. Yeah, so I'm June. Today I am with Eiffel and Greadon.
So,
Hello.
Welcome back again.
as usual.
I think we have like 2 weeks never do podcast, right?
Yeah, no
I
time.
kind of lost track already at this point, to be honest.
Yeah.
Around
Right.
2 weeks
So
time.
so we are actually gonna talk about something that is also quite overdue. We're gonna talk about the day that I think quite significant to all of us here.
It's a Christmas miracle, let's put it this way. The
Wow,
fact,
Christmas miracle. Yeah, it is a miracle. So we are gonna talk about last month on the 23rd. What happened is that on that day we have a taiban and we have a one man life. And I can say that it didn't happen before
an
in
actual one.
Singapore. That's
An
right.
actual one. That's the
An
one thing I
actual
want to
one. Correct. We didn't have that before in Singapore, which is the first time. So I think everyone was really quite enjoyed that day because we are all excited, right? So what I want to actually talk about is everyone feelings here and thoughts on that day. I think the both of you did a lot of things on that day itself, especially for festive, right?
Yeah.
a bit too
Did
much.
quite a lot.
A
Yeah,
bit too
did quite
much.
a
Yeah,
lot.
I even hang flower, okay.
Yeah, flower.
Which
Yeah, I
one?
think a lot of
You
people
tell
don't
which
understand what
flower.
is hand flower here.
You hang which flower? That's the question.
A lot of people won't understand what is hand flower means. So
So I think Grader, you want to explain that one a little bit?
maybe later we will go to that.
Later.
So just want to ask the both of you, right? When you first received this so-called announcement that
Festive.
Taiwan and One Man Life is gonna happen, like festive coming to Singapore before the live, right? So when
Yeah.
you first received that very announcement, that very news, right? How the both of you all feel?
I thought you go first.
Okay, actually, because I kind of do remember how it was announced also. I think Grader, you definitely know what I'm talking about. Because when they announced the live, it was immediately after Yuria graduated, right? From what I remember.
Around there.
Yeah, then they because they
Last
added a new member straight away, and on it was a Japan live as well. I still remember it's the new system live. Right at that point, they announced they immediately pull out a banner and announced the Asia tour, and then we thought,
Mm-hmm.
oh okay, it's gonna be the typical go for festive. Usually it will always be like Japan, then
Right,
Thailand.
right.
Yeah.
What none of us expected was to see Singapore on that list.
So
True. It was
how
surprise.
people know it's what on the list? Is it like they announce it
It
when?
was announced at the live, like it was a big banner. I still remember it was one big paper banner that they draw.
Mm-hmm.
It was the width of the stage, right, Graydon, from what I remember.
Yeah. If
It was the width of the stage. Then I think it was I saw Singapore written. Then I was like, I thought I was tripping for a moment. Like I thought this was some weird acid trip. Then fast forward to like about I think an hour after the live, they put up the official Festive Asia Tour poster, and that's when we saw Singapore Aliwal Art Center. Then we're like, oh my god, it's actually happening.
Right.
true.
So that was like the so-called the very first time everyone was aware that such a thing is happening.
Aware is one thing. The fact
Uh huh.
that it ran from a rumor to reality is actually more amazing. Because there was a
So
lot of
what is
chatter.
the rumor is about?
There was a lot of chatter, I think, back a few months back, like, oh, maybe they might come Asia again. Maybe not like for the usual, which is like April, because April they usually they always go to Thailand often. But
Mm-hmm.
there was rumblings that it's more than just Thailand. But then
Right.
we always treated it as a joke, like Graydon, you remember, right? We always like,
Yeah. I mean,
never mind, it's not gonna happen. They
I mean,
just
I
say
mean,
only.
to be honest, we are always joking because what are the chances of festive coming to Singapore? Am I right?
I think most of us will be thinking that it will be zero,
Yeah, lah, exactly. So
right?
when you hear a Asia tour, you're gonna think Taiwan, you're gonna think
Thailand,
Thailand. Yeah, you're gonna just
Yes.
gonna think
The
of
usual.
these
Yeah.
areas.
a
Yeah,
standard
then
set.
Correct. Correct.
suddenly for me, right, when the thing was announced, so I was somewhere okay, I'm not gonna review my job lah. So I was somewhere that has very little connection. So
Mhm.
when the message, or rather I was also scrolling Twitter at that time lah. I remember it was like 7 plus and
Mhm.
in the evening, whereby suddenly this Eiffel sent a text to me and say, "Hey, look at this, got Singapore leh." I say, "Huh? Got what mean Singapore? This one confirm pulling my leg ah." Then
Yeah.
when I click onto
Yeah.
the link, I'm like,
I still
eh,
remember exactly what.
why? Really got Singapore? Ah? Wow, hoseh ah.
Yeah, then he's like, his first exact word was, "You're bullshitting me."
Yeah, like
Right.
And after
Everyone will be quite surprised lah. Correct.
yeah, so after that, right, I received a text 5 minutes later
Mhm.
asking me whether do I want to go Thailand before I go Singapore, because
Wow.
Thailand was on 22nd, followed
Yes.
by Singapore 23rd. So
Right.
I thought about it. Okay, I thought about it for 5 minutes. Then I
Mhm.
say, why not? Then
Wow.
I tell that friend, hey, go book ah, we fly together. Then 5 minutes later, okay, flight book, okay, settle.
Right.
So I was in Thailand the day before festive Singapore.
Right. So the
So
Thailand one was actually the same as the. It's
yeah,
also part of the so-called
no,
Asia tour, is it?
yeah, Thailand one was part of the Asia tour. So at the start it will be the Sumomo taiban,
Mhm.
sort of like cause they just included festive
Right.
to it because it was MaiPenRai festival. So
Correct.
after the MaiPenRai festival, it was the festive one man,
Mhm.
which all I can tell, I think you can see from our Twitter that it is very engaging and very fun.
This is for the
Thailand,
Thailand one or the
yeah,
Thailand one.
this is our Thailand one.
Yeah, it's silence. Yeah.
Okay, so at that point of time, do we expect that actually Singapore is going to have a Taiwan also?
But and to
Let's
be
be very
honest,
honest,
no,
no. Because
Right.
if you put it honestly, right,
Yeah.
I think all of us had the general consensus that it was probably just gonna be a one man life. That
yes.
Mhm.
was it.
So
Who
all of us
actually
didn't expect.
My first reaction was one man life, because honestly, who else is going to come other than festive? Am I right?
Yes.
You won't go
Yeah,
invite,
correct.
yeah.
We won't guess. But then at that point of time, we also receive another news that Sumomo is coming as well, right?
At
I
that point
mean,
of time, no, I only knew festive was coming.
okay, so the Sumomo news part wasn't surfaced to you all at all.
I think it was kept under
Or
wraps for
rather,
quite a
rather,
while.
I don't think it's kept to us, or rather, is we did not really pay attention.
Correct me because I don't remember whose news come out first. But
Okay,
I remember the first one that I saw was actually the Sumomo one, actually.
I think it was Festive's one first that came out. Then after
Okay.
that, it was Sumomo. Because Sumomo's one, from what I remember, it was very under the wraps as well. Because they only announced the MaiPenRai Taiban much later on. I think about a month later, then it was announced
Before
as well.
that, they
Yeah.
only announced that Sumomo is also going to Singapore.
But they didn't say exactly when also.
Correct.
The
And it's
details
not
were
for
very
1 day as
blur.
well.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
So it
We
became
are not expecting that it's a MaiPenRai thing also, right? Because they just say they are going there for a tour.
because MaiPenRai was only announced around April, from what I remember.
Yeah.
And it was, if I'm not wrong, a month after Samdor held the Budokan live.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because there was a live that they held at Budokan as well. So at that point, a lot of people, even I think a lot of people in general, had the same notion that okay, there's no way that Samdor is going to hold another big like multi-national, multi-tour Taiban, because to be fair, Budokan is ridiculously expensive to book already,
Correct.
and they
Well,
did invest a lot.
I mean, honestly, for Siam Door, right, you won't expect an event created by Siam Door in Singapore.
Yeah, that's also another
Yeah,
one.
uh, you don't expect Siam Door to create an event just for Singapore alone, because you gotta understand that Siam Door is from Thailand.
I
So
think the other thing that they might do is in Japan also, right? Since they got so-called
yeah,
like
they
a
got a
Japan
They
branch.
have a
Yeah.
foothold in Japan
Siam
now.
Door Japan.
Right.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So Singapore was actually not really like what we're gonna expect at all.
Singapore was such an outlier that it was so out of left field that I think no one really genuinely expected. I think everyone was honestly had the impression that okay, we're gonna fly to Thailand and then we go watch it, right, Graydon?
Yeah.
That
I
was
mean,
the
normally,
mindset.
when you say it's an Asia tour, we immediately think that it's Thailand only,
It's
right?
either Thailand or Taiwan.
Yeah,
it's
correct.
or
But so they did went
maybe
to
Hong
Taiwan
Kong.
also. Yeah, they
They
did
did
went to
go to
Taiwan also.
Taiwan. It was their
Correct.
first time in Taiwan also. That was another thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So okay, so once we found out about it, I think all of us was really
Got
excited.
hysterical lah.
Yeah.
I think the entire community is like, oh my god, it's the Christmas miracle actually is finally happening.
Yeah, yes, correct. It's really a miracle on that day. So fast forward on the day itself, right?
Yeah.
I think all of us were at the airport, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of us were at the airport.
I mean, okay,
So I
so first of
think
all, I mean, I
so
took the
normally we receive idols. Okay, is it the first time for the both of y'all to receive idols from Japan at the airport?
okay,
No.
for me, yes, because I stay quite far from the airport. So
Okay,
and
for
I've
Graydon it's
always
first time. Yeah.
yeah, I first time I got honestly for no, sorry, for J-pop, yes, K-pop, no.
No. For us, K-pop's not
K,
our
K,
first rodeo.
oh
J-pop.
yeah,
Yeah, I know K-pop
K-pop,
definitely
yes.
not.
So
J-pop is it yes, right?
for
Yes
me,
for Graydon.
yeah. So for
Yeah.
me, I mean, I took the same flight as them lah.
Yeah,
They
I
were,
know.
they were just two rows beside in front of us.
Yeah, I would consider that as still received even though you
Yeah,
same flight as them and then
same.
but you come
Yeah,
out first, right?
I mean, because to be honest, I'm back in my home country. I know my way,
Yeah,
and
yes,
I
yes.
don't have luggage to collect because we were there
Correct.
for less than 24 hours. So
Was it wait, how many hours is it altogether? I don't even remember.
we landed around 11 a.m. We
Okay.
went to the place around 12. Live started at 1. Then 1 p.m. lah. Then because the live was quite long, roughly until 4, 5. Sorry, there was no live. The live started at 1. However, we went for the Sayonara Cafe, which was also at 1 for festive. So the live was about the cafe was about 1 hour and a half, I guess, until about 3 o'clock ish. Yeah. Then festive. So festive after that Sumomo. Then it ended. Followed by that is the festive one man life. So that ended around 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock Thai. So we were roaming around, eating, shopping. After till 6 a.m. 6 a.m. was our flight. Yeah, so we were there for about 18 hours, 17 hours around there, plus minus. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
So
Once I landed, I met up with you guys, obviously,
right.
and
You are outside
I
already,
mean,
correct?
yeah, you're outside waiting for us already, me and my friend. So we waited. Yeah, so we just stood outside and wait for about 10, 5, 15 minutes for them to clear the custom and get their luggage and come out.
So I thought you're not first time receiving
No,
Japanese
it's
idol
not
at
the
airport.
first. But
Who's your first?
honestly, I think my first was Dear Kiss, really back, I think last year.
Oh, you at Dilkis? Okay.
Well, I got dragged along to that.
Oh, you got dragged along.
Yeah, then I was like, okay, you know what? Fine, why not? I'll just go for it. Then I just ran down, and it honestly it just feels like you're just picking up a friend of yours because
Yes,
firstly
yes,
there's no security, then
correct,
the staff
correct.
are pretty chill. Although it was pretty entertaining watching the staff get stopped by security to check all the baggages.
Yep.
Um,
So let's talk about the comparison here. I know
mm,
by right we shouldn't go into that topic, but just want to briefly talk about this comparison, right? I know you both of you has received K-pop idols before at the airport, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
which side, Korea or Singapore more specifically?
obviously it's Singapore, but receiving K-pop idols, right?
Mm-hmm.
So briefly explain what's the difference between the both.
You'll never see them go out from normal terminal. Very honestly put, it's only very rarely that like you will, for example, like in J-pop where the idols will come out through a normal terminal. Most K-pop idols, what will happen is the staff the event staff in Singapore. Most of the time in Singapore, it's very rare the Korean side, but the Singapore side will book the private terminal for them. So
I
instead
see.
of going through the normal arrival channel, which will be the
Mhm.
staff, the idols which will be marked as like VIPs and all, they will just go through the private terminal and they'll go through a car from there.
I see.
Yep.
So most of the time, you mean the fans of the K-pop group will not be able to see them at the
I think
airport?
honestly, if they're on official business such as concerts, right, then
Yes.
yes, they'll be for under private terminals whereby the vents the windows will be heavily tinted and
No, it's not.
cause
No, it's actually not even tinted. It's just you don't even see them at all because there's
yeah,
another channel for them to
yeah.
cut through to the private terminal
So
from the
because
WRF.
you don't see them, so the only
Mm.
time when you can actually see them is when they exit the private terminal valve vents. However, these vents, right, the windows are heavily tinted to
Actually, it's
Mm.
almost 100% to be honest.
so basically you can't see anything inside until the members or the idols inside shine their torchlight or pull down their
Or they
window.
roll down the windows.
Yeah,
Yeah, there
So
are
we go back
exceptions.
to the J-pop sides, right?
yeah.
Wait, let me
Actually, we
caveat this.
shouldn't say J-pop side. Right? We should
Let me
say
caveat this first.
Ken. What you want?
There are exceptions to
Okay.
that. They don't go through private, but they are very, very, very heavily controlled.
Mm.
It's
Right.
not like you can walk up like two feet within your idol and all that like normal like watch like you know how like Chika, you can literally like when you do Tokuten and all like you got the idol, right?
Yes. 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 That is what I'm trying to say just now.
In
Yeah.
K-pop, even if they go through public, you have at least like 4 to 5 security guards blocking you.
Right. So I would say that the only reason why there's a difference between this, right, is because the Japanese idol that we are receiving is not. We are not having a lot of people. That's why we are able to go up to them that easily. Am I right to say that that is the factor between the two? That's why,
I think the factor just lies on the popularity.
And
correct,
the fans as well.
Yeah.
right?
The key
Okay,
thing was also the fans because
so now we stop this comparison because
yeah,
I
it's
think
because they
that's the only difference,
that's the
lah.
key
That's
one
why
lah.
correct. That's the key one.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of fun at the airport as well. I mean, I think it's very typical for us to have that fun because in my experience of receiving that many idol before at the airport, I mean Japanese one, not other kind of idol groups, right? Usually we always play this kind of joke of receiving foreign tourists arriving at the airport, and then we just say hello, welcome. You all remember that, right? We
Yeah.
we play
Oh,
that kind.
Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Yeah. I mean,
man.
that was the reason because everyone see us gathering there, right? And then all the foreigner that tourists that came out, and then they thought, wow, what happened? Why a group of people was
Who is
standing
coming?
outside,
All
right?
that stuff.
Yeah, that
No,
was
it's more
actually
funny because Greadon came out first. Like, and
yeah,
then he came
yeah,
out, then everyone was like, oh, okay, they're just receiving one guy. Then everyone's like, wait, why are they still there?
right, right,
No, but
right,
then it got even funnier because the staff were trying to walk out, and
correct,
then all the staff got frisked by security.
correct.
True. True.
So just want to highlight this part that we all had this fun together
Yep.
at the airport, right? So
Yeah, it's a
as
good
a
laugh.
Japanese idol fans, all of us are having fun together most of the time. Even when some of us don't know each other, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to this, right, we are actually having fun together. So I just want to highlight this part. Okay, so after that, I think the idol actually festive came up. Did they came up to your that time or you go to them actually?
Um,
I think Graydon is the only one that are quite
I
aware, right?
think. I think at that point we had a similar thinking that yes, we're gonna talk. We're gonna interact a bit before they head to their venue.
So who approached who first?
Actually, we just walk with them until like the
Okay, okay.
near the lift area. Then after that, it's just straight up hi, hello. Some
So both of
common.
you got any conversation when
I mean,
you're
I had some conversation with them.
okay.
Yeah, I was asking them about what do you think about the arrival and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How was the plane and how are they feeling because how excited are they because honestly it's their
Right,
first time in
right,
Singapore, so
right.
it's good to ask them.
Right.
Okay,
So
it's
the
always
airport thing actually lasts a while, correct?
Actually, it was very quick.
uh,
It's
Very
much
quick, yeah.
faster than compared to the one I ran for the Yakis. It was a lot faster. But then
I
again,
think the reason why it was rushed is because we
they
are
didn't have
having that
time.
taiban
Yeah.
in a short while after that, right?
not
So
just
that's
that. I
why.
think honestly, I think Graydon, you probably can attest to this. They are pretty damn exhausted also. Because when we saw them, uh, half of the members were either in a daze, or they look like they just really want to sleep.
Yeah.
Right, right.
For Koharu, for example, Koharu, she just wants to sleep.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Because honestly I asked them how much did they sleep because for me and my friend we slept at the airport for like 2 hours
Mm.
before entering the flight. So at Thailand the airport, they are really very sleepy already. So
Yep.
I wouldn't how to say be surprised that on the way there to the venue they'll be sleeping.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they are actually quite tired when they arrive.
Yeah. But I mean
Very.
they made an effort to talk to us instead of just shunning us
Yes.
aside.
Yes.
Which is
So so
something very appreciate.
so after the airport, we all head to the venue of the live immediately after that, right? I think.
Not for me. I went home cause to put my
Oh
stuff.
yeah, yeah. Graydon went home, right? So
And I ran
I
for work.
first went for work, right? So I think I went to the area after that. So the Taiwan started in the afternoon, right? I remember it's like
Yeah,
around
it was very afternoon.
12,
Around 12 to
12:40,
4
12:55 like
4
that.
ish, right?
right?
Yep.
12, right? So when we were all there, I actually nothing was new to us, right? So the whole process of the maybe to some other people who haven't attended such a thing before they might be experienced firsthand. But for all of us, I think we are quite experienced on how we entered to the live house and everything, right? Because
Yeah.
the process is exactly the same as Japan and also Thailand, right?
Yep.
I don't
And
know about Thailand because Thailand most of the time is free, so I think nothing was.
no, and I think
Was
actually
there a
for
banner? I'm not sure. I didn't really go and I don't even really go and see because I was rush. We were rushing.
and
Yeah.
I think for Graydon and us and I especially, right, it was a lot easier because the staff all recognized us. So when they saw us, they're like, oh, is these guys again?
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
I went up to talk to their quote unquote security guard lah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I went to have some banter with him because I have not seen him for quite some time already.
Right.
Yeah,
Actually,
I
even in
mean, it's
Japan,
someone
we
you all
very
know.
rarely
Correct.
see
Yeah.
him.
yeah.
Right.
Because when I was in Japan in May, I did not see him because he was with festive at Thailand. I mean Taiwan. I was in Japan, so yeah.
Mm. So I'm just trying to say that the whole process of buying the tickets and everything, right, was actually exactly the same as how we buy ticket as for Japan
It
Live.
was copy and paste pretty much, honestly.
Yep,
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, Zyko was actually a known platform that even Japan, Live was also using as a platform. So
But it was just weird. It was also
what's
just
the
very
thing
weird.
that's
Because
good?
I think, honestly, probably I think none of us also expected that we were using Psycho and that they would use Psycho because it was so out of left
Right.
field as well. Because usually for events, especially for fest, they will use things like Rakuten, E Plus, and those, and that they have more foreigner friendly ones, like well known foreigner friendly ones like Ticket or Life Pocket.
Is that the first time you all buy from Zyko?
I think it was
Yes,
everyone's first time.
It was
yep.
not my first time. So
My first time.
It was. I
so
think it was
I'm
for a
very
lot of the
familiar
festive
with the
side.
platform.
I think for a lot of festive fans, it's probably their first time.
Yeah,
Or
most likely.
rather I think uh you don't usually use this app because you
Mm-mm.
have like those. Because in Japan you have all your typical apps like
Right.
Ticket like Pocket, Rakuten Ticket, all that
Plus,
stuff. Yeah, you don't. Suddenly when Zyko was needed, just okay.
yeah, it's
Okay,
like
so
okay, another
so I
one.
just want to explain that I actually not new to Zyko. So when I used Zyko that time, I was actually using for buying stream.
Ah,
And
okay.
yeah, so
Uh,
when I watch stream, I actually use Zyko because most of the stream was actually held by Stand Up Records, which is the Affiliate company.
Oh,
You all
okay.
know Affiliate, right? So yeah,
I
and
think
most
I've
of the
heard
time
of
they
it.
use Zyko as the platform to buy their stream and tickets as well. So I was actually not new to it. But what I want to say is that that platform was actually foreigner friendly, even though it's a Japanese ticket site, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, everything was actually quite easy and convenient. And when we trying to enter that time, we just need to show our entry numbers, right?
Yep.
Mm.
So that was the whole process. So the whole process was actually exactly the same like Japan. How we enter, no, nothing was different
Okay.
for that day.
Even how the staff processed the ticket was basically one to one to Japan as well.
Yeah, yes, yes. And I would say that was actually the first time for Singapore. I mean, even when we have idol coming here, we don't really have such similarity at all. So yeah, that was the first time everyone experienced such a thing. I mean, because we really know how it works, right? So nothing new to us. But maybe for other people who was experience it for the first
I
time,
knew to a few people who were like, why is they asked like why does it work so different? Who like because it's because in
right?
Singapore most ticketing systems they how it works is either one they have a scanning machine then they scan the QR code and things like that.
I think the
Or
one thing that I want to talk about, right, is the confusion that everyone thought that SS ticket was something special.
oh yeah, and that was the
Yeah.
funniest thing I've ever heard. Like they were thinking that oh maybe there'll be like some okay
Right, right.
to a certain extent sometimes it is true that the SS ticket there are benefits. For example, like there's a maybe additional gold door gift,
Yeah,
or maybe they give you an extra like checky ticket or something like that, which
right,
does happen from time to time, especially in Japan. It's quite common.
right.
But this one, I don't know why, and everyone was panic buying it.
This is
I
no.
know, but it's actually usually people who doesn't know some doorways of the way, right? That's why they would.
J-pop as well, Chika as well. To be honest, it's not just
I
Samdo.
just guessed it. I mean, to be honest, if you were to mention a SS ticket, you
Mm,
will list out your benefits. However, for this, they did not list out any benefits, so SS ticket is just gonna
right.
It's just a
straight up.
front row.
Yes,
So
you're
are we
just
trying
gonna
to say that
present.
if they didn't loan this anything means we assume that it's actually nothing special,
Yes, because
It's usually very clear.
there is no benefit listed.
right?
So why would you want to buy a SS ticket if there is no benefit listed other than just standing in front?
And
Right.
maybe you get the better rescue.
So
There,
for me, right, for my opinion, right, the reason why I know SS ticket was nothing special, right, is because
yeah,
I went Thailand before, right, and every time when they put that word there, right, it's usually right nothing at all. It's just
just
standing at the
standing in
front.
front. Yeah,
So I know a lot of people was actually bought the ticket and thought it was something special, but in the end they are just
Uh,
standing in front, right?
yeah, it's like okay. Honestly, I think the Japanese fans who came, they already
Right,
kind of knew what they were getting themselves into because they're like, oh, okay, it's a overseas Sizen ticket, as some said
right,
lah. Like it's just an overseas Sizen ticket. So like again, you know what they mean
yeah,
by they say
yeah,
that like they just treat it as oh okay, basically I just stand in front. All right, sure, why not? But it was
right.
more of the Singapore fans especially
Yes,
where
yes, yes.
they were like, oh, do we get this? And they were panicking a lot of minute things that I think all of us never even thought about. Like they were going on like, oh, what about the queue number? Do I need to buy first then buy and get the queue number? I'm like,
yeah. I mean, technically speaking, not a lot of Singapore. I mean, in our circle, or rather
it's
in
very small.
some of our circle,
Mm,
almost half of them never been overseas before.
right.
Not never been overseas. They never been to a Chica life.
No, they have not been to. What when I meant overseas, I meant oversea chica life lah.
Even Thailand, is it?
Yeah, even Thailand, right?
Because
Okay, that's
if
true.
you,
Yeah.
because I mean, there was one of them who came to me and asked, how do you do like for Tokuten? How do you do it? How do you buy a ticket? Which
Mm,
I mean, it shows like yes, you do support you do support the group, but you've never been overseas to see them,
right.
which explains why you do not know lah. Then I mean, we're all like a community here, so we do follow each other on
Mm,
Facebook. You can
right,
constantly see the worries and all the comments and all the FAQs on
right.
the on Facebook posts. So it's kind of evident that some people have never been overseas before to see
Right.
their lives.
Correct. So they are not aware the whole process, and that's the reason why they also guess like is it the SS ticket or something special? So they were like, oh, should I buy it instead
Yes.
for that reason? Yeah. Okay, let's jump straight to the live itself. So the Taiban, I think only Graydon and I went, right? Eiffel didn't
I only ran
go
for
for
the
the
Toku
Yeah.
10. I remember
Right. Okay.
I remember exactly what happened. I finished work and everything. Then I just left, right? Then I came in. I think Grader, you definitely remember this one. I came in on Toku 10. I greeted the
Mhm.
staff. Hinari looked at me. Then she asked me, do you want a checky? Then I'm like, is it the queue closed? Then she's like, no, it's not. Then I look at the staff. Then I say, can? Then they say, can. Then we just buy the ticket.
Okay. So you enter at the end, near the end,
I
correct?
think it was
Yeah,
at
he
the
entered
last
near
20 minutes.
Yeah, last 20
he
minutes.
entered the last 10.
Okay.
Was it last 10?
So last 10.
Was it last 10 minutes or
Yeah.
last 20 minutes? I don't remember
It was
exactly.
closing already. Then it was about to close because they had to rest for the
They needed like a 20 to 30-minute break,
yeah.
basically.
So
Okay.
yeah.
So I think I shouldn't ask Eiffel about the whole life at the Taiwan part yet.
Of
So
course
maybe
not.
I'll ask
No,
Graydon. So
I think for Taiwan we can skip it.
no, I
Oh,
got things to share. I mean,
okay,
maybe I also ask you, how do you feel like the whole Taiwan? Like, oh,
sure.
finally you get to see, every single idol live on the Taiwan itself. I mean, you don't see idol college that often also, right?
I mean,
For the
I'm
first
not.
time.
I mean, for the first time, no. I mean, I did see them in Japan.
Oh, you did see them as well. Okay.
Yeah,
So now you see them in Singapore. So I mean, when you notice the rest of the people who are watching the live, right?
yeah.
Uh, what is your thoughts about it? Like, especially those who didn't see such a thing for maybe their first time being there. Do
I
you
mean,
notice their
so in the Chica Idol scene, right? There's three
right?
types of people, lah. I mean, I think y'all can agree with me here, lah.
Okay.
The people who know how to play, the people who just want to stand there and use their phone, and
Okay.
obviously is the one more is the SS one, lah. So SS ticket, obviously they just want the wrestle and all that stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
we just leave them aside. So it comes down to the two parts whereby first they're just standing there, not playing, just enjoying the music, using their phone, either to
Right.
record, to play games, message, whatever. Then we
Mm-hmm.
got followed by us, the people who wants to play, because their each song has their own moveset.
Right.
So when it comes to every single song, whether you know it or not, there is always a certain, or rather, a set list, or rather a mix to play along with.
Right.
So eventually, the moment someone start the mix, you as a Chica Idol fan who knows the mix by heart will
Yeah.
instantly just shout, and that's how we play.
Right.
As for
So
the people, whoever wants to play, stand at the back. Whoever wants to
yeah.
take video camera, stand even further back. And
Right.
those people who wants to just stand there and watch, yeah, stand all the way in front and don't come and disturb us.
Yes. So I actually pay attention to all the live actually, and I would try to say that even though like some groups I never really see before, like Sayonara, Stay Tuned, right? I think
Yeah,
none of us actually really see before their live.
I
I
see once, but once, but
you see it once before. Oh,
it's in the same like because when I was in Japan, the event I went was MaiPenRai. So
Right.
so Sayonara, Stay Tuned, and who's the other one?
Either
Either
college.
Idol
college
College. So
or
I
I think you see before Hazuki Asuka, right? She's too common in
oh
Thailand
sorry
also.
I've not seen her. I've not seen her before. That's my
Oh
first time.
really? Oh my
Yeah.
god. Okay. So Hazuki Asuka always appear in Thailand
Oh, is
for
it?
their live
Okay.
before. So yeah. But I never see before. I'm just trying to say that she appear quite often there. So
I
maybe those who went Thailand often might know her actually. So but her
oh
life was actually quite interesting. Especially when she performed song like Yoake Brand New Days was like amazing. Like
yeah.
every don't know who prepared the
I think it
the
was
UO that day.
I think of a Japanese fan who prepared the whole bag of Ultra
Right.
Orange.
Right. So it was so fun that she prepared the UO for us and then everyone throw during that most important part of the song. That was really fun.
That was pretty interesting.
Correct. And then she performed the Rising Hope as well. Like everyone was doing the I forgot what's the name of
Let's
the
not
move.
start on Rising Hope, the dance for Rising Hope, yeah.
Yeah. That was actually that was actually the fun that everyone was having during that time. So her life was actually quite engaging as well. I think she
Yes.
performed one of the Akishibu song as well, right? If I remember. Is it Akishibu or I forgot.
I forgot
So
already.
yeah, that part was interesting. And the Sumomo part was actually I mean, because all of you are used to festive song already, so Sumomo part was
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
also fun.
I mean
Right.
Sumo is Festive Sisters group in Thailand.
Correct.
So yes, they do have their how do I say it? They do have their songs in Thai.
Right, right.
Yeah.
So that one was actually everyone was having fun because I mean the songs everything was quite familiar already, right?
Yep. I mean
And then
some of us also Sumomo fans, right?
yep,
Yeah.
correct. So then we reached the part of Idol College, right? And then I mean their song actually I would say most of us will know some of their song or actually hear before. So I would say that it was also quite fun on that day. I mean, especially one of their song like Yozora was so
Yeah. It
well
was
known,
impressive.
right? Yeah, yeah. So their live segment was actually quite fun as well. And then we come to festive. That was like I think most of the people were there
Yeah.
for the festive part.
Exactly.
So maybe I will just ask Graydon the whole festive live during the Taiban, right? How was it?
Mm. For which one? The Taiban Tokuten or
Actually
live?
the live part at
The
the
live.
Taiban. Yeah.
I guess for starters, the live. I think everyone was quite hyped up because yeah, I mean we are seeing Festive first time in Singapore, so
Mm.
the live was pretty nice to hear. But I think they played a lot of new songs.
Yes.
By so I think some of us had you can visibly see a goddamn question mark on their head. But nonetheless, I think everyone was having fun.
I mean, people just follow. Am I right to say?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
if it's a song that you don't know, then so be it,
Mm,
right?
right.
Yeah,
So
so
the
I
the
guess
festive part, yeah,
yeah,
everyone just follow and have fun
yeah.
for their segment. Yeah.
So I
Anything
think
to add on? No.
once it's done, then we move on to Tokuten. I
Yeah.
think for Tokuten, it was about an hour, an hour so lah. Everyone was just
Mm.
queuing up. Honestly, for me, I do not know how many checki I took, but
Let's keep it that way.
They-
Let's keep it
yeah,
that way.
I do not want to count
okay.
because I know I exceed. I mean, on that day alone, I exceed around 20. I think I confirm 100% exceed 25. So
Oh
yeah,
wow. Only during the Taiwan.
no Taiwan and the one man because
Oh,
there was
wow.
not
I
enough
thought you
time for the live
25
one.
during the Taiwan only. Because we are still covering the Taiwan part only.
Yeah, so but for Taiwan, I think there was lesser people because honestly, there were more festive chica idols that did not come because it was just a
Mm.
Taiwan. So like for
Right.
example, I mean Eiffel came late, yeah.
Yes.
Some of my friends also came late,
Mm.
yeah. So technically speaking, during the taiban, the queue was a bit faster compared to the one man. So that was, I guess, a good thing, so that you can talk more to your idols. Yeah, that's
Right.
about it, I guess.
So that's for the Taiwan part, right? So to be fair, I just want to talk a bit about Sayonara Stay Tuned part, right?
Yeah.
So Sayonara Stay Tuned part, I want to say that their songs not really hype to me, right?
Okay.
So, but I actually enjoy the part where one of the member actually always want to fish people. So yeah, that was the only part that I enjoy. And then fast
The
forward to
fishing part.
the yeah, fishing. So what she does on the stage, right? Actually, if she notice that someone is looking at her, right, you can see that she actually wants to
Interact with
tell
people.
you to go for her. Yeah, it's very obvious. So it was actually the Sayonara Stay Tuned, the red color member, which I actually know. I know her background long ago. So yeah, she actually tried to
Oh,
fish, but
okay.
that was the interesting part. So during the so-called Tokuten, right, I actually tried to go for every group, but actually I didn't win. But I did went for Sayonara Stay Tuned. I think at first they were like the most expensive. They charged like
Oh, like
25
25, yeah.
$25, right? But when I go to them, they actually charge $20 only. So they corrected their price. And most likely maybe they were told that 25 was too much. I think 20 was actually even festive was 20 also, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so Sayonara Stay Tuned actually matched with festive at $20. Okay, so the rest Azuki I don't know. Sumomo I think is also around 15 or something, right?
15.
And yeah, Idol College was like $15 as well. So I don't know Tokimeki Jump. I think none of us go for Tokimeki Jump here, so we don't know what's their price. So I think the price was quite okay. Maybe $20 was a bit on the higher end. Do you all feel that $20 is a bit on the higher end, or is it okay for you?
I think it's okay for now because,
It's
to be
about
honest,
$2 more.
they have to cover the life house prices.
Okay, but
I think they
actually, right, Tokuten money actually just go to the group itself,
true, but
right?
I guess $20 is the rough average, or because I
Okay.
mean in Japan it's 2,000 yen, it's their $20,
Which is like 18 bucks.
So when it comes to
Correct, correct,
so when they are using yen and we are using SGD, they will just convert to $20 SGD
correct,
to have some quote unquote profits.
right. So to your actually the price was right lah. So
Yeah.
nothing was actually
I
okay,
expected 25 at first.
right?
Yeah, I
Okay,
think I think
No,
so
we all
I
expected.
actually had only one issue, which was the fact that
yeah.
they only could accept cash.
Well,
That was the
uh,
when I ran there. Then I was like, ah, crap.
I
I
mean,
mean, for me, right, I would expect that for overseas lives.
yeah,
That yeah, I actually expect that. In Japan, maybe it's common that they have
they use
cashless
PayPay.
payment already.
I
Yeah,
mean, they even
you
give
can
us
use
passport,
card,
IC
right?
card. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So overseas life, actually, the expectation that is definitely going to be cash.
No, no, I
And
was okay with that, but then it's just like it was just unfortunate that it was at a venue where the nearest ATM was very, very far
right,
away.
right.
That is true.
So,
That's true.
so just to let you know, in the future, please draw your money first before you go for such a thing.
Yeah, or make sure,
Right.
or just make sure like what we did where we had a Lord and Savior who had cash on hand and we could do like
Right. Okay.
in
So,
real time exchanges.
not every time you have such thing. So,
Yeah,
yeah,
that one was an actual blessing.
correct. So let's jump straight to the one man life. I
Sure.
think both of you got a lot of things to talk about the one man life. So overall, how do you feel about the festive one man life?
Overall, I think it was amazing, to say the least.
Amazing. Okay. What is the amazing part?
The fact that they managed to come in is really sort of like a blessing already.
Okay.
Then followed by one Taiwan, one man life. I think I guess it paints, how do I say this? Eiffel, how about you go first?
Huh? Huh?
Right, Ivor, you
Eiffel,
want to
how
answer?
about you go first?
Okay. How's the one man?
Mm,
I think it took a while for it to sink in for me that like it's finally happening.
right.
Honestly, the first 5 minutes actually felt like a fever dream because it doesn't really sink in that it's an idol life until like about we are halfway through in and all then you realize it really is an idol life.
I mean, before that, what do you feel actually?
Before that, okay, honestly, because I've been to Aliwal
Okay.
before this, so usually when I'm in Aliwal, I don't associate it with idol life. So there was a thing for me that, especially because when I heard Aliwal of all places, I was like, really?
Uh huh.
But
So you're
then
trying to say that the venue actually affect how you feel at the earlier part?
slightly, because to be fair, it is a very very small venue. That like put it in perspective, it's very small. It's smaller than most Japanese live houses as well.
Right, but to me actually, I find it was actually quite a lot of space because I think due to the number of people. I mean, it's a lot of people
It was
for
the turnout
for
was
Singapore life,
actually
right?
very big actually.
Right.
The turnout,
But
I think
actually,
the
there's
turnout
still a
was
lot of space at
surprising.
the back because I think the only thing that was obstructing was the table for the tokuten.
Yeah, I was actually quite surprised that they set up the pupan table so early.
Right, and
I,
it
I
was
guess
it,
it's
it
just
was one long table at the back,
It's
yeah.
so
two
that was the only
tables.
thing. Two tables, right?
It's
Yeah,
just it's a cancel off lah.
correct. That was the only thing that was actually queue off the space because during Taiban, right, all the way at the back we have space, and that was the reason why there was so much space to play around. But suddenly, when come to the festive one man life, right, I think the space was
Slash the space by 1/4.
yeah, so it was lesser space to actually really play around. But nevertheless, the fun was still there,
Yeah. It
right?
was amazing though, to be fair. Like, it felt like, okay, I don't want to make it sound like a bit jaded, but it
Mm,
feels like what you expect of a festive life. Like, fun, high energy from the start to
right.
the end. And as always, the fans always deliver.
Right.
Because let's
So
put it this way, festive, when it comes to festive, you're there for two parts. You're there to watch to watch festive, the group, and then you're there to watch festive, the literal fans just going nuts.
yes. So the
Which
same.
Greadon was a part of very well and performed to the T.
Hey, that is true. I
So the same for
agree.
both you all. You all feel the same, lah, correct? That
Yeah.
the reaction for everyone, even for non-festive fans,
I think
everyone was having fun on that.
yes. I think everyone was saying. I mean, I invited my friend that wasn't a festive fan to experience a Chica Idol life. Cause
Ah,
I
for the
remember,
first time.
cause I mean he's my work colleague and when he was understudying me, I poisoned him using Sekigara Idol War. Then he said
Oh, okay.
he wanted to experience Chica Idol life once. Then I said sure. Then Lord and behold, festive life. I say come. Then he said okay.
Mm.
And yeah, then which I think coming from his perspective, he did tell me that it was really an eye opener because he has only been to K-pop concerts.
Right.
Yeah, so it was really an eye opener in terms of J-pop and like what people can do for their idols.
Right.
Yeah,
So actually, there was some arrangement made during the one man life as well, right? Like some kind of a
yeah. I mean,
special arrangement. You all
in
can just talk
terms of
briefly about it. What are the special arrangement made during the one man life?
alright, so I mean at the start of so we had uh 3 flower bouquets, three
Mm-hmm.
flower stands to welcome festive and 2 flower stands, sorry. 2 flower stands and 1 flower stand for Sumo Bowl.
Yeah.
So we I mean whoever want to pool the money will pool it together, I guess. Then so in order to welcome them in their first time and last time for Hinarin
Mm-hmm.
Figure Meto. Yeah, so after doing the live we had flowers for each member.
Right.
Then within our group, we had others within our circle, we had our own designated person who gives. So I guess after the first encore, we were shocked
Mm.
that there was no shinage. Yeah,
Right, 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 right.
yeah.
Correct.
So I guess that really shocked us because one of our friends, I guess you can say the organizer, was really the organizer of this fan project was preparing all the light stick for Shinai Yanagi.
Mm.
So I guess when they ended the last song with
Mm.
Oidemase and something else, I forget already.
Mhm.
I think inst- for me, instinct kicked in and I instantly just went to the staff and asked, "Hello, where is this song that we want?"
So they actually purposely left it out, or
They left it out. Yes,
so
they
they
left it.
purposely left it out and they didn't
I
actually
wouldn't.
intend to perform it.
Yes, they did not intend to perform it.
Oh
So
wow. Okay.
I just went to the staff and asked, "Hey, where's the song?" Then he say, "Oh, I scared there's not enough time." I say it's okay. I say never mind. Not enough time is okay. We just want the song. We have something prepared for Hinarin. Then I think it kicked in him lah to go and ask the DJ whether does he have the song in the list in the set list that he's about to play.
Mm.
Which
Mm.
I think fortunately yes there was a playlist. So I think he went to ask the member if they were okay to perform a double encore.
Ah,
Then
I see.
in the midst of waiting, I think one of the fans started shouting encore again.
Yeah, so for me, during that day, during that part, right, I was thinking that why did this person start to shout when
Shout
nothing was
encore.
confirmed
Yes.
yet?
I think everyone was just very confused. Like,
I
wait, there's
think
another one.
half of us
Right,
was confused and no sorry. A third of us was confused. Then
right,
followed by our circle, which we know if the member is not okay to perform a second one, this double encore won't happen. And
correct.
the last one third, which are I think some of the Japanese and Singaporeans were encouraging him to shout louder and continue to shout. Because
Okay,
that's what I heard from him that the Japanese were quote unquote asking him to do it.
so they are encouraging the so-called second encore so that they will perform the song.
No, they were encouraging a second encore, but they wasn't sure what song was going to be played. They just want a double encore.
Ah, I see. So they just want them to come out a second
Yes,
time.
yes. But
But for
the
y'all,
song
it's
was
because
confirmed.
y'all have arrangement made.
Yeah, we
That's
have
why
arrangement
y'all,
planned already. So
yeah,
we have, our goal is Shinari Yanagi, and we
right.
want to do our fan project with the ultra orange light sticks, and
Mm-hmm,
we want to give our flowers. That's our goal.
right.
We achieve it all lah by just having I guess having the double encore outing was
That was the one thing honestly unexpected.
yeah unexpected. Yes.
And to
Yep,
be fair, right, it was actually it was bound to happen also because right as the members walk out, the
mm-hmm.
lights did not even turn on at all.
Yeah. I mean, they
Oh,
went
as
to the
in
stage.
when they first come out for the second,
No, when
Yeah.
they
second.
came out for the first encore, then when they
Uh-huh.
left, usually when they leave, and the members you could tell that they thought, oh, it's done already, so
Yeah.
they
Yeah,
walk
Exactly.
off.
Exactly.
correct.
But then the thing was the
That's what
lights
they did.
didn't turn on at all. So eventually like I think it was like 5 to 10 minutes in, we put two and two together. They were like, okay, never mind, let's just continue calling.
Yeah. I guess. But I think the flowers giving was I think we could have done the flower giving better
Well, what is the thing that you think is was not
because
done
I think because of them very like I'll say last minute right
right?
we I was thinking of arranging it such that the whoever member was furthest to the right will be the first.
Ah,
So
okay.
it will be more systematic and it won't be so messy.
So
But
in there it was like everyone go to
I mean,
just trying to get
yeah,
flower.
everyone just went to their own Oshi, but
Okay, okay.
it looked too messy in the camera point of view.
Right. So actually we have a video on this, right? So
Yeah, I mean it's posted.
I do see that, yeah, especially when Willy was last came out, right? And then
Yeah,
quite messy, yeah.
The way
because
Willie walked out was still quite funny though. He just literally
he had,
walked stage center and just walked in.
yeah. I mean there is
Right, right.
no other way to give them other than straight center because I guess I forget who was all the way to the left, but he was blocking him.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
so
think it was
he has no
Yagi if I'm
point.
not wrong.
So he had no point but to walk in front.
Right. So that was the part was actually could be done
Bet-
better if
Better.
actually more preparation was done, actually, right? Because this
But
was so
I think this preparation right can be done within a minute. It's just because we have to shout to Mate or like Mate Kurasai, all that stuff, that it messed up the preparation because we are getting ready for it.
okay.
So I think it was a fault on our end.
Right.
Mm.
But I would still say that it's still quite a success, like, because I
Yeah.
mean all of you still managed to give the flower, and then the members were happy about it, right?
Yeah, I guess
So I
so.
would say it's still a happy ending, correct?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
let's
I mean
jump straight to the
all the member wanted to bring back the flowers lah.
correct.
Yeah.
So let's jump straight to the Tokuten part. You all have anything to say during the Tokuten part?
Honestly, nothing much.
Nothing. It was really like your typical ebb and flow Tokuten.
What's the conversation between you and your Oshi during that part? Like because it's really the end of
I,
the life, really, right?
I guess for me, first thing first is I went to ask my Oshi Koharu. I asked her, how was the double encore? And she told me, so that was you? I said, somewhat.
Okay.
I said, then she gave me a sigh and said, I didn't want her to perform again because she was tired,
Mm-hmm.
which made me like, oi, how can you say that? But
Ah,
I understand from her point of view that it's tiring. But I mean, we had already had things planned out for Hinarin, so I guess she just had to suck it up.
right. So Eiffel, do you have any
Uh,
or you have
honestly,
nothing much?
I think in the Tokuten, right,
Right.
all the idols that I remember checking for, they all ask me, where the heck were you at the time?
Okay.
So it's always
So
the same
you
answer.
just have to explain you got work, lah, correct?
Yeah, I just expect I had a meeting to go to.
Right.
Because
So
there's nothing else for me to say. Well, it's like literally I had obligations to go for. What else
right.
do you want me to say?
So there's nothing special between you and your
Uh, honestly, I think it's more of like I don't remember also.
No
Because
lah,
I
to be
see.
honest, if I remember from what you told me, I think it's just more of like, hello, hi, how you doing? All those.
yeah,
To
Okay.
be honest,
probably. I really don't remember because I'm
to be
that day I
honest,
was
right,
pretty
Right.
tired already.
I feel it's just more of catching up on life.
All right.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so nothing special on Eiffel end, right?
Yeah lah,
Okay,
pretty much lah.
so I think we just wrap it up here. The whole experience, I think all of us have a good one that day. I mean, probably a few. I don't. I would say that that's caught up actually. I mean, the whole thing was actually quite okay to me. What do you all think? You all find everything was okay on that day, right?
Yeah, I think it went the best it could. Not gonna lie. I think it went the best that it could have went. I mean
And
this is the
and
first
then
time
the turnout was so unexpected as well. Yeah,
Surprisingly, actually, it was that big.
right. Do you feel that this was actually so called like one of the day that in the future, you will try to be something different next time or some, or we're gonna have something like this in the future
Hopefully,
honestly I think Festive paved the way for Chica Idols.
as a whole, is it?
Yeah, I guess it paved the way to
Right.
Chica Idol. So hopefully in the near future, uh more idol comes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's hope
that's
that this day is actually the day that drive more.
yeah.
I mean, we also hope that there'll be such a day that happen again. Every country fans come together and have fun. I mean, we always have that in Thailand, right? So
Yep.
it's something new to have it other country as well. So yeah. So I'd like to say that of course I would like to congratulate all the festive fans in Singapore. I mean, I can see that the group actually come to Singapore because I think they also want to see you as well. So I know both of you are a festive fan. So I understand how you all feel as well. So I will say congrats to the both of you as well. To all the festive fans in Singapore as well. I hope next time they will come and see you again. Like how I also wish my other group will come and see me in Singapore. Right. So let's wrap it up and thank you, Graydon and Eiffel,
Mm.
for this podcast. If you do have anything else to say?
Okay, I'll actually say this. The
Right.
impact of festive holding on man life actually was felt even among the other idols also. Cause
Okay.
me and Graydon, a friend of ours, right, actually
Right.
went to Japan. And somehow all the other groups that he OC
Mm-hmm.
all heard about Festi's life in Singapore. And they also saw the turnout. And they all talked about like they were quite surprised that there was actually a community.
Right. So that is something.
It was actually felt the impact was actually quite big because like I think they had that notion as well that like the community in Singapore for Chica must be pretty small, which
Right.
to be
That
fair
is
when you
actually
which
that's
is to
actually a
be
good thing.
fair when you compare to Japan or even Thailand,
Right.
it's fair because it is very small. But the
Correct.
fact that I think we're almost like about 70, 100 plus 100 people
Right.
inside that hall.
Mm-hmm.
That's surprising enough for them already.
Yeah. I'm really happy to hear that. So I know it actually will make a difference for us, definitely. So to anyone who is listening to this, like if you all want to know how the whole thing looks like and feel, we actually have two video under our channel, the underground channel. One is the Taiban, one is about the Taiban, and one is about the one man life. If you all want to know how the atmosphere looks like, and then anyone can just go and view those two videos under our channel, and know how we feel. So once again, thank you, Graydon, Eiffel, for this podcast session. It's good to hear how you feel about the whole thing. And
Yeah.
I think it's quite significant for us to actually talk about this because this is really something different and it's going to be a new day for all of us. And we hope in the future we could come together again and talk about the next event that's going to happen, right? So thank
Manifesting,
you.
manifesting,
What's the next event?
manifesting, manifesting.
Yes, that's it, right. Okay, so thank you.